They just couldn't stay consistent away from home.
They couldn't. Only won 14 road games, and that number is not enough to get you to the playoffs.
And it's Contavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Collison kicks to Gay. And that one comes up a bit short.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Score of the basket is third after 5 shots.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Out to Morris. The Pistons working the ball around now. Again, the miss by the Pistons. The Kings trail by 13. In the corner, Collison with it. And Cauley Stein with the basket on the assist by Collison.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
And Drummond kicks to Caldwell-Pope. And that one's good. Drummond's got 6 points.
Defensively, I think.
And outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Not much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
But I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. But I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
What a pass, and then the layup was a bit of a circus move.
Oh, so smooth.
Yeah, and he really could have fouled that one up trying for the big slam there, though. Just a nice, solid finish for the layup. And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Pass to Collison. From down in the low post, it goes.
You know, for Drummond last season, his numbers were relatively the same. The expectations placed on him were so hard for him to live up to. Maybe now those will be tempered a bit, and he'll play better.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Cauley Stein.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
And another thought on Drummond, a lot more was expected of him last year, and he saw more attention. Even though his numbers were close to the same, I really felt his impact on the floor was not.
Collison dishes to Afflalo. Cousins, no one around him, and a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Fast break, here they come. Here's the lob to the hoop. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Pistons making a change here. Baines is checked in. The Kings trail by 11. Stolen away. Now Detroit moving it up. And the basket by Harris.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers. I'm not even going to comment on that one.
Neither am I. I mean, if you're going to attempt a buzzer beater, I guess I will comment. Make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
And for Tobias Harris, a resurgence of sorts last season, Clark, especially from behind the arc, where he shot a career high, 36%.
You know, he'd only hit 25% from three the year before, Kevin. So, yeah, a monster improvement in accuracy from long range.
2kfas checked in for Sacramento. Jackson, he's checked in for the Pistons.
And getting back to Harris, there's just so much to like about his game. He lives in the gym, has a tremendous feel for the game, and he knows how to maximize his production within those athletic limitations. And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
The Kings trail by 15. Collison, the pass to Gay. And it falls over the rim and in. Gay's got 6 points in the quarter.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one. You know, the thing about Harris is he's a combo forward, extremely versatile. At 6'8", he struggled with size against the better power forward, and he lacks the athleticism of the better small forward. So to get the most out of him, you have to put him in the right matchups.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Assist goes to Contavious Caldwell. Sacramento calls timeout.
Timeout called by the Kings.
And the Kings last season struggled with just about everybody. And the Eastern Conference was no different. Just couldn't get the wins they needed to keep pace in their conference.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Caspi, he's checked in for Cousins. Barnes comes in for Rudy Gay. McLemore's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Darren Collison. And that one's good. Clark, the Kings last season, only 11 wins in 30 games against the Eastern Conference. Only had more out of the conference wins than the Wolves last season. That was not a good number.
Yeah, and the Kings didn't have a winning record against any Eastern division either. So you can't make up ground in the West if you can't beat the teams in the East.
And guys, he's not the tallest or most imposing wing player, but Stanley Johnson has incredible strength and really unmatched confidence. One reason why so many were high on him in the draft.
And for Johnson out of Arizona, Greg, his strength, as you were talking about, is his biggest asset. Helps that he has this incredible arm span. And Clark, you know what? He told me he likes to play the 2K game.
Yeah, he does enjoy that. He likes to play the real game, too, because he's hyper-competitive, and I think he's got a chance to be a superb defender at the NBA level.
Caldwell Pope, the offensive rebound, and Lure kicks to Caldwell Pope. Misses the deep three-point attempt.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
Lure, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
The Kings trail by 9. Lawson kicks to McLemore. Here's Koufos. No dice from the high post.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
And the dunk by Jackson.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
.59 seconds left here in the second. Koufos kicks to Barnes. Koufos dishes to McLemore.
Oof, ugly second quarter for him, and now I think he's starting to really force the issue. Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Back to Lawson. Drills the three-pointer. Lawson's got 5 now.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him. And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risks to see if they can cut that lead down.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you. No tip required when you've got room to make the stuff.
Yeah, some powerful second chance points right there.
Yeah, and guys, not wasting any time.
And so that brings the first half to a close. It's Detroit. They lead by 12. Live from Sacramento, you're watching 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille. From the get-go, it was Detroit who came out strong. They blasted through the opening period like a tornado, at one point leading by 16. They were able to string together a nice set of offensive plays to finish the quarter, making their last 4 shots. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Checking out the game Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is having. He's got 10 points, and he's created a lot of chances for his teammates also.
And Clark, some of those assists that he's gotten today have been just electric.
On the court for the Pistons, Jackson and Caldwell-Pope, the guards. Marcus Morris is out there with Harris, and it's Drummond in at the 5 down low.
Boy, there was a little extra on that one, fellas. Nobody's going to stop that.
Not when he comes in with the tomahawk. That's just too much force.
Goodness, you cannot punch it any harder than that.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them. And sour.
Harris misses. The Kings trail by 14. Aflalo with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Cousins, no good. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Morris passes to Harris. Back to Morris. Outside Jackson. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Gay.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Sacramento on defense. Stolen by Gay. Cauley-Stein kicks to Aflalo. He feeds it to Collison. Shot on the wing, and that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Smith checked in for the Pistons.
Ish Smith.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Which he clearly wasn't on that play. Or maybe he was thinking just about something other than basketball.
Well, speaking of thinking, back home, guys, we call that a good old-fashioned brain freeze. And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
And Afflalo bucket on the assist by Collison. Collison's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. And it's Drummond with the jam.
He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
And back to Jackson. He really took on the playmaker role after being traded to the Pistons. As a Detroit player, he averaged over 9 assists a game, Clark, which would have put him 4th overall in the league had it been for a full campaign.
Loved his aggressiveness, which led to opportunities for his teammates, but it also led to turnovers. That part of his game he's got to tighten up.
The Kings trail by 16. Collison dishes to Gay. Cousins, the pass to Gay. And Afflalo kicks to Cauley-Stein. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith.
Kings ball.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. That's good. 8 points for Willie Cauley-Stein.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
Outside for Jackson. And Detroit again with the bucket.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
The Kings have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. There's the lob to the hoop. It's hauled in by the Kings. Cauley-Stein's got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's tipped and stolen by Drummond. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, I guess when you're up this big, you can afford to get a little sloppy.
They set the screen. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Pistons leading by 16. Harris, right side. Stolen by Gay. Stolen by Jackson. Drummond dishes to Harris. No good.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Hey, such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control. Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measured 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Sacramento. And Detroit with a change here, too. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Harris. The Kings trail by 18. Lawson kicks to Cauley-Stein. And that's an air ball. Not even close.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
They get it back. Jackson passes to Smith. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. And the call will be against Ty Lawson. That's his first foul. You know, it's apparent there what a leader he is, always communicating it and keeping everyone on the floor in sync.
And, Kevin, that's such a good point. You know, it doesn't always show up in the box score, but those leadership qualities of his are just as valuable to this team as anything else that he does.
Caspi, he's checked in for Rudy Gay. Drummond with another miss. Sacramento's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Pistons leading by 16. Here's Jackson, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Jackson's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Kings have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. The shot by Cauley Stein, no good.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
Smith kicks to Morris. From outside the arc. Can't get it to go. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. And here we go with Collison running it up the court. Caspi with the bucket.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. Out of bounds. Pistons ball. Detroit keeps possession. Some changes for Sacramento. Kufas checked in for Cousins. Barnes comes in for Cauley Stein. And McLemore subbed in for Darren Collison. Snatched up. And here's Morris for three. Again, the miss by Morris.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots.
He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year. Eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
Smith's shot is good.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Three for Caspi. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Lawson's got 3 assists in the game. And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out.
Oh! That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
The solo alley-oop. That's not something we see too often.
Timed it perfectly. You're right, and caught the defense totally off guard.
Hey, guys, how about his coach? Looked like his heart was in his throat there for a second. Now, though, he's able to smile. More of a smile of relief.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Bees checked in for Andre Drummond. John Lure comes in for Aaron Baines. Johnson, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Reggie Jackson. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Barnes against Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, Lawson. Detroit with the rebound. Bees got his 5th rebound in this one.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far. There are going to be times, I think, when it's okay to take a shot like that, but not on that position.
Oh! Ho, ho!
You have got to be kidding me.
Clark, talk about taking things into your own hands.
I tell you what, that's one of those plays where you want to get credit for not only the bucket, but also the assist.
Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And up the court come the Kings on the break. McLemore with the ball.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
And the Kings making a change here. Aflalo's checked in. Kufas kicks to Aflalo. And Caspi has it in the corner. From deep three-point range, it's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Ty Lawson.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
As a player, you always want to be able to answer back, but he just didn't have it in him that time.
Here's Kufas, and that's not going to go. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Pistons lead. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. The Kings trail by 11. They've got Cauley Stein. Collison is out there with a Afflalo. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Gay in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
Looky here, looky here. How about that one? That play, take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook for future reference.
Perfectly done. He put it on a platter for him. Gosh, that was neat.
And guys, how about the touch there on the finish? Really just flawless.
And that one's good.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
That one goes. Count it. And the Pistons lead by 13.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
Cauley Stein with the screen for Cousins. To the paint. The shot by Cauley Stein, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels. Well-executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
Lure, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Cauley Stein passes to Cousins. Back to Gay. The dish now to Cousins. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
Yeah, just used his strength there to get the post position without much fight from the defense.
Yeah, I think he's got to do a much better job next time of just bodying up. Get some muscle into him. That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
And Cauley Stein with the basket on the assist by Afflalo. And that's 12 points for Willie Cauley Stein. Here's Lure. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
And stolen by Harris. Caldwell Pope dishes to Jackson. Nails the wide-open jump shot. Jackson's got 11 points here in just the second half. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Detroit.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. For the Pistons, Andre Drummond's checked in for B, and Marcus Morris subbed in for Lure.
Marcus Morris.
And the Pistons with possession here. Caldwell Pope, offensive rebound, feeds it to Jackson. On the wing, Harris. And the shot falls short this time. The Kings trail by 18. Here's Cauley Stein, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Cauley Stein's got 6 here in this quarter. On the wing, Harris lets it go. Pistons keep it alive.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball. Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound, and once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in. Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Stolen by Jackson. One-on-one fast break. And it's Drummond missing. For Sacramento, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the 4th so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Here's Cauley Stein. The kick out to Collison. In the corner, Afflalo with it. Red ball movement here by the Kings. Cousins, no good.
The fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. The Kings trail by 18. And Afflalo kicks to Gay. Dishes it to Cousins. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Listen to the reaction of the fans after that call.
Really safe to say they were not too happy about that one.
And stolen by Harris. Now Detroit moving it up.
How's that for a one-man show?
Ready?
Put this fella on Broadway. Self-service.
The most magnificent alley-oop he could have chosen.
Yeah, and he pulls that one off, guys, to perfection.
In the corner, Collison with it. Now here's Cauley Stein. He's guarded closely. Gay kicks to Aflalo. Just 5 to shoot. The kick out to Collison. Here's Cousins. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, DeMarcus Cousins in this one, he's got 10 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
You know, last season, DeMarcus Cousins had several triple-doubles, but with Cousins, he would have 20-plus rebounds to go along with 20 points and 10 assists. That's amazing for a big man, for any man, as a matter of fact.
The feed now to Caldwell Pope. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got assist number 8 now on the night. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
A platoon swap here for Sacramento. Detroit's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Kicks it to Johnson. And that one hits back iron. The Kings have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. It's deflected. Caspi for 3. Offensive rebound. Pass to McLemore. Lawson dishes to McLemore. Barnes kicks to Caspi. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. The Pistons, another fast break chance right here.
Yeah, again, just a lackluster transition defense.
And 7 of the last 10 points, Greg, they've surrendered, have come off the fast break, so real easy to see what the problem is.
And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Here's McCallum. And another 3 for Detroit.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Pistons.
Their superior ball handling won it for him here, Clark.
Well, Kevin, when you squeeze the orange, you get more shot opportunities, and that's always a good thing.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Andre Drummond. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
And that one's good, Barnes.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Johnson, a wide open look, gets it to go from beyond the arc.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Pass to the monster. From deep. Rebound, Detroit.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
And Lure kicks to McCallum. Here's Bullock. The shot, no good. And it's the Kings taking it the other way. Lawson the pass to Barnes. Teardrop shot, and it's laid up and in by Lawson.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Now the Pistons with it. Here's Lure, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
And really, if this had come just a little earlier, they may have been able to get back into the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. They needed this a lot sooner than they got it.
Nobody near Barnes. And it's off from three-point range. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And, Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond. He put up a new season high tonight. And if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here. Kenny, what did you think?
Well, Andre Drummond asserted himself in a big way in this game. He is a terrifying presence, and tonight he was fully motivated and engaged. His rebounding on both ends of the court has always been sensational. The man was just...
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille...
Quando eu me vi só nesse lugar, eu pensei que... Nunca no mesmo lugar, seja sozinho a dois, o resto eu vejo depois. Mas só em pensar que com a sua face, tudo que eu pedisse só você. Aí pensando Deus se esse quatro falasse. Mas que pena, já era. Não deixo mais. Seu sua voz ela é através. Falou. Então já que me deixou por aqui, aprendi a viver um pouco sozinho. Mas o que eu posso fazer? Tu fica de canto, eu prefiro suar.